Welcome to Computopedia, the channel where we learn about computer science. In this video, we're going to learn about select join. So this is a series of databases laboratory activities, and this is the sixth video. So without further ado, let's move on. So what we are going to learn is about select join, which is to select records from more than one tables. Let's see. The reasons why we need to use join is because, well, in database management system, we have primary and foreign keys that are meant to link records between tables. So we're going to exploit that system using the primary key and the foreign key. And then the reason why we need the join is because we have data across tables. If you want to see the information entirely, completely, because when we, in the next few videos, we're going to see that if in a table, in a normalization table, each table have like a fraction of information, and if you want to see the whole information as a complete information, we do need to combine few tables to see a bigger information. So that is the exact reason why we need to join. Well, and lastly, practically, in every company and every time we want to get the data, we will always be to need to select records from more than just one tables. So yeah, this is a really important topic in databases. There are few types of joins. The first is inner join. You see here, the number one is inner join. So you can see here on the left hand side of the illustration, the inner join is to select the matching values in both tables. So if there is any matching values, then in that information only, the one that consists the matching table, the matching values that will be presented as the select output. So there will be no extra information from table 1 or table 2. Now at the other side of the coin, we have the full outer join, which is the right here at the bottom. Rather than just comparing and outputting the matching values from both tables, for the full outer join, we do have matching values, but the one that didn't match will also be outputted. So we have like table 1 over here and then table 2 over here, for example. It's in each column. This one is each column, and then we compare this, like we combine these two, and then it will consist of 8 columns. But for inner join, each for all of this column will be filled. But for the full outer join, for the ones, for example, if on the table 1, we have table 1 here, we have table 1 over here that didn't match anything to table 2, then there will be some records in this side, but on the table 2 side, because they didn't match, this will consist of null values. So this is the full outer join, and etc. So not etc. At the roundabout as well. So that's also work at the table 2. If in table 2 there is not exist in table 1, the value in the table 2 will there, but the value on the columns of the table 1 will be null. So that's full outer join. There is no data losses over here. Next, the next type of join is left and right outer join. So left outer join or just left join are just half of the full outer join. So we can see here that the outputted value other than the matching one if left join are on the table 1 and right join are on the table 2 only. That's partial outer join, or left or right. Which one is left, which one is right? Usually there will be, and the syntax will be table 1 left join table 2, and then the left is table 1. So at the left side of the join syntax, and the right join will be on the right side of the join syntax. It can be like switch table 2 left join table 1. That's the exact same as table 1 right join table 2. So right and left are just the position of the table. That's the fourth most basic join types. There are another two, which is the self join, the fifth one. Like we want to join with its own table. Table 1 join table 2, table 1 join table 1. That's self join. Later in this video, we're going to see the example. And lastly is the unions. The unions are records combined from two or more select statements. So for tables or select statement result, we have like four columns. This is the same 4 columns, but in different value. With union, we can just add like at the same column, we add more records. So that's the union. We'll see the example in this video as well. Now for the example, because this is videos about activity, we see here the join. These tables as example. The left one are job ID, so the job table, and then the right one is the employee ID, which is the employee table. We have the employee ID, last name, first name, email, reports to, and job ID. So this is the primary key. This is the primary key, while this is the foreign key. So this one is also the foreign key of this employee ID. So that's the example table that we're going to use. Now let's see the inner join first. The inner join, we have the syntax is select from which column. You can choose any column from these two tables. From table 1 inner join table 2. And then we need to add in which column that we want to compare. So here we say on table 1 column name equals to table 2 column name. I think this is an optional, because if you already have the primary and the foreign key, it will automatically do the foreign key. But for some tables, it can be used without the foreign key itself. So that's totally fine. But so this is optional. If you have already foreign key and primary key fitted to these two tables, and then that's totally fine without the fifth line. But here we see the example. We select EM is the alias for the employees, and JO or Joe is the alias of the jobs table. So we see here first name, last name from the employee table, and job title from the job table. From employees as EM, inner join jobs as JO, on em.jobid is equal to jo.jobid. As we can see here, if we set the em job ID as a foreign key to the primary key of the job ID here, then on the fifth line there will be no need to write this. But as just an example, rather than some error, we prefer to be cautious. Then we just write this one. And this is the result. You see the first name, last name, and then the job title. As we can see on here, the employee table does not contain any job title, but the job title is on the job table. So that's inner join. Now move on to the left join. The one that's different from the inner join is just the fourth line over here, it says inner join, but right now it's left join. This is the example as the same as inner join, but we'll see. So we see here that the table 1 is on the left side of the left join. So this one is on the left side and this one is on the right side. So left join, the left is the employees table. So we see here all of the employees are here. So all of the employees are here, but we can see that at the job ID over here, there is no job ID here. So at the result of the left outer join, there will be some null over here. On the right table, there will be null over here. This is left join. Next is the right join. Just as before, the syntax are similar, but just on the right side. So the jobs are on the right tables. So we need to understand that. Then we see here, as the result, the job title all are here. So we have the stunt officer, VFX artist, and stuntman, but we don't have the employees that have that. So null over here and null over here. These are the right outer join. So the left tables, there will be some null on there, but on the right tables, there will be no null. If we select more, for example, on the job ID, the job ID of the JO tables will always be there, but not on the job ID on the employee side. There will be some null over there. So that's right outer join. Next is self join. So a self join will return all records from the table join with itself. We can see here, select column 1, column 2 from table 1 st1 and table 2 st2. I think this is not okay. That's fine from here. As we can see here, we don't really need the join syntax because the self join are just like an abstract idea of join. So we don't really need to use like the syntax of self join. There's no really need to do that. Let's see the example. Here we have the employee 1, employee ID, first name, last name, reports to first name, last name. From employees SEM1 and employees SEM2. So you can see here we use two tables, two full data of tables. Okay, you can see here the employees SEM1, employees SEM2. So there will be two entities of table that have the same value, but we make it like two different entities, EM1 and EM2, where the EM1 reports to is equal to the EM2 employee ID. With this syntax, we can get the result just like this one. We have, for example, we have the employee ID 6 with the name of Steve Rogers, who reports to 3. So this still exists. EM1 reports to who is 3. And then we add more information, which is Peggy Carter. That's the same for Chris Evans. That reports to 3, which is Peggy Carter. And we also have here employee ID 8, Chris Pratt. Reports to 1, which is John Carter. And then we have the 9th employee ID. First name is Chris Hemsworth with John Travolta as like we see here as the supervisor. Yeah, I think that's the correct word. So in this table, in this syntax, the main information that want to be presented to them are the supervising activity. So who is got supervised by whom. So this is self-join. We just need the just one table to join to their own table. Once again, this is just an abstract. We don't really need any specific syntax. Next, we're going to talk about the union. So in this video, the union itself are defined by returning the combined records from two or more select statements. So we have two select statements, therefore we have two output, and then we want to union both of them. We can see here that the select column 1 column 2 from table 1, and then union select column 1 column 2 from table 2. We see here the select job ID from employees, where job ID is not null, union select job ID from jobs. So the select column are the same, and then in the union side, the union will produce like an additional records to that column. So it does not create a new column, but it just like stack the records. The first select, for example, here we have only 6 column, 6 records, and then the second select there will be some 3 records, and that is the union. So we move on the last example, another union, which is the, let's see what we get here. We have select job ID from employees, where job ID is not null and job ID is under 6. So we can see here union or selects job ID from jobs. So all of the job ID we can see here at this side. This one is from the first select, and this one is from the second select. The first select, we just select the job ID from the table of employee, where the job ID is not null and under 6. So we can see here 1 1 2 2 2. This is the same as here 1 1 1 2 2 2, but on the ordered side 1 1 2 2 2 3 3 4 4 5. So we have 5, we have 1 5, we have 3 2, and so on. So these are on the tables, on the employees table, and the 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 are on the jobs table, which is on the second select. So once again, union combining the records, combining the row, if you may we understand that better, rather than adding a new column. While the join, we add new column. If we select, what happens if we select star? At this example, we also haven't talked about the outer join. So if we select star and then we outer join, there will be like 4 columns for the first table and then 4 columns for the second table. So the total of, for example, if we outer join these 2 tables, there will be in total 8 columns, just side by side 8 columns. And if we use outer join, and then there will be some null on the jobs table side, and then there will be some null on the employees table side. So just like this one, the left outer and then the right outer combined. So we have this, but null over here, and then we also have this with null over here. So like the outer join, if you want to like being special, we select left join and then union select right join. There will be some like similarity to the outer join. And that the end of this video. Thank you for your attention. So please subscribe, like, and even leave a comment if you want to know more about databases in Computopedia. So that's from me. Thank you. See you on the next video. Bye.